Hi, Sadie. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. You are the coach for the finalists or the competitors heading to Georgia to compete at the National Collegiate Sales Competition. So I got some
Correct.
questions for you today.
Sounds good.
My first question being, why is the All MSU Sales Competition such a great opportunity for students?
There are a number of reasons why the All MSU Sales Competition is an amazing opportunity for students. The most important one is that you're going to learn a lot about yourself. Oftentimes, the only time you're going to really learn about who you are and what your capabilities are and what some of the challenges are that you may not even know exist, or when you're put in a situation where you have to be competitive, but not just competitive, but competitive in real time. And that's a unique opportunity. So engaging in the All MSU Sales Competition puts you in a situation where you have no option but to compete and in real time, on the fly, be able to apply everything you've learned, okay, in the sales leadership minor, for example, in practice. So it's a very practical way to apply all the learnings that you've been exposed to in the minor, for example, and in Marketing 313. There's all this information everywhere, but ultimately you're going to have to put it into practice. And the All MSU Sales Competition is a wonderful opportunity over 4 rounds for you to, if you can make it to round 4, to be able to apply yourself. But even if you just make it to round 1, it's an amazing opportunity to test yourself, to see how far you can go, to see how you do in a natural sales interaction. Of course, the context being a role play. So it is somewhat, artificial because, it's not completely natural, but it's the closest thing to a natural interaction you're going to get because it's with people you've probably never met before, acting as buyers. So it's very much like a normal interaction. Of course, there is the pressure of, people watching you, people judging you. So that, of course, that pressure is on you as well. So it really puts you in the hot seat, forces you to perform and learn about yourself in the process. I think that's a very important aspect of it.
What has been the preparation for the people you're taking to Georgia for the competition?
Yeah, so that's basically one of the challenges that we have is, here's the thing, the beauty of the All MSU Sales Competition is that it's modeled after the National Collegiate Sales Competition, okay? So in other words, the cases that the students competing in the All MSU Sales Competition are presented with are the exact same cases they're going to receive when they go to the NCSC. So by participating, which goes to, I guess, the second reason why it's beneficial to compete in the All MSU Sales Competition is it literally prepares you for the NCSC such that you're like 98% of the way there in terms of understanding the cases that you're going to have to be able to execute against in the role plays. Okay, so then what's going to happen to the other 2%? That's really about fine tuning, dialing in some of the metrics that you need to then be able to maximize your performance against, right? So in any competition that's judged, it's like the Olympics of selling in this case, right? So everyone's a great swimmer, but can you get, 0.1 second faster on your stroke, in this competition versus the last one, right? So it's looking at those fine detail areas and trying to improve that way. So, for example, this Thursday we're doing role plays. And one of the things I have my students do, the competitors, we have 2 competitors, 2 alternates. Each of them will do a role play. And then while each student is doing a role play, the 3 other students who are observing are the judges. Okay. And I am, the buyer. So I'm not in the capacity to be able to judge because I'm actively, engaging in a role play with one of the competitors. However, what that does, it's a learning opportunity for the students to then put themselves in the position of judge to understand, how do I, observe the competitor, not as my peer, but as someone I'm judging based on the criteria that a judge is going to see, right? So when I'm competing, I have to understand, how am I being perceived, right? I understand how someone is perceiving me if I'm thinking of, what a judge is going through and trying to determine if I did something correctly or to the best of my ability relative to someone else, right? So I'm putting them in that kind of situation, and that's going to be a great learning opportunity because, like I said, students are already prepared. They're prepared to engage at the NCSC, but how can they take it one degree higher?
So, what do you see being the biggest challenge or obstacle for students as they are preparing to compete?
There are a couple key challenges. The number one challenge in competing in any kind of role play is time management. That's the number one challenge. Okay. You only have 20 minutes in these role plays. So not only do you have to worry about, did I get, for example, did I get the approach correct, right? Did I go through need identification properly? Did I do my transitions? Did I hit this? Did I hit that? But you have to also worry about, did I spend too much time doing this, right? So not only do you have to be on top of what you need to say, when you need to say it, how you might need to respond based on any objections the buyer might raise at any time. The buyer might raise an objection in the beginning. You have no idea. So a lot of these role plays are designed to sometimes throw you off, especially as you get closer to the end. So, for example, if you've rehearsed, I'll say this and I'll say that and it'll be beautiful. It may not always turn out that way based on how the buyer behaves. And so you need to be able to be adaptive, as we talk about in marketing 330, whatever, anywhere else, I'm sure you've learned this. You need to be adaptive. You need to take the other individual into consideration in terms of your pacing and whatnot, but you have to be on top of your time. So those 20 minutes are really precious. That's the number one. The other thing is an attention to detail, like those little details that some people may take for granted, but it means a lot. A smile in the beginning, a handshake, handing out a business card. It doesn't have to be a real business card, right? You just make a fake business card and hand it out to people in the beginning. But that gesture of doing that shows professionalism. It shows you thought about that little detail, right? Focusing on your deck so it's not all over the place. Do you need 6 slides when you can get away with 2? That kind of thing. So those little attentions to detail can be very beneficial and are important. Also very important is asking for the sale, literally asking for the sale at the close. Some people are shy to do it, or they think it may be tacky, or just like, why would I even need to do that? But asking for the business as a way to close is a way to demonstrate that you're confident, that you believe in what just transpired in terms of the role play engagement, and that you're confident that you can close it, and judges love that. So, little tips like that can go a long way for students as well.
What is your favorite part about coaching for the competition?
My favorite part is helping develop students to, realize their better selves, to realize, oh my God, I was here, I started here, but now I'm here. Maybe it's, 1 notch better than where I was. I don't care if it's 0.1 notch, better. So long as it's any notch better than where they started, that makes me very happy. It makes me know that I'm doing my job in terms of helping students grow and develop into brighter professionals, brighter stars. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I love it.
So what about the MSU team that you're taking to Georgia are you most proud of? And what about the MSU sales leadership program makes you happy to represent them?
You know what, to be as honest as possible, I'd be proud to have taken any of the competitors, any of the 60 of this year's competitors. Their bravery in just entering, those role play scenarios alone makes them, fit to continue. People misunderstand thinking that, I can only do this, as a career if I win the competition. No, just by participating in the competition, just by being able to withstand 1 round, you've demonstrated that you're able to successfully navigate and engage in a sales role play conversation. So that is fantastic. I'm proud of all of our students who are able to, take advantage of opportunities like this. And of course, for the ones that are the most top performing, then the sky's the limit. Anything's possible. And I'm, of course, extremely proud of those people. And I'm very happy to go with them to Georgia. I'm proud of all of our students. I'm especially proud of those that I'll be going to NCSC with this year as well, of course. And I'm hopefully looking to seeing some, or maybe both of them, place in the top, or maybe a winner, who knows. I had no idea what's going to happen, but it doesn't even matter to me. Just the fact that they're going is fantastic, right? Because we're representing MSU, and at the end of the day, we're going to do it with honor and integrity. And that's really what it's about. People are going to know that MSU is out there. Go green is what I say.
Go away. Well, I spoke to all the other competitors and the people you're bringing with you to Georgia, and they're all super excited. So,
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
I'm